Hello, my neighbors. Just about every time I have to fix my exhaust, this happens. And you can't find the split flange in the right size. Well, don't worry, let me show you how I can fix it. To fix the exhaust, we're going to need, well, a new flange. This is a pretty thick flange. It's not a split flange because I couldn't find one where I live near my area that sells split flanges in exactly the right size that I needed. So this is just a replacement flange. Gonna need some what they called hex socket head screws. These are 5/16 and 5/16 couplers. The idea is that I'm gonna weld on this coupler and this coupler over here, and I'm gonna use the bandsaw to cut where the lines are shown here. I'm gonna cut them, and then basically we have a split flange. These are where the socket heads come in, because when we tighten the split back together using the socket head, the screw here, it cannot be another screw that's the same size as this coupler. Otherwise, you see here, there's a clearance problem, right? You could not put a socket on top of a bolt like something like I'll show you here, something like this, right? Because this itself would be the same size as the coupler, and you would not be able to spin the socket on top of. You wouldn't even be able to put the socket on top of the nut. So that's why I have to use something like this, where the hex is on the inside. So you can probably use an Allen wrench or a hex head, a bit to screw this one on. And also, I was going to use a larger diameter one, but the problem with those are that, again with the clearance issue, if I stick a smaller bolt into here, you see, that's the only way I would screw it on, but it would be loose inside, and that will allow the flange to move around and not clamp on tight. Here I have everything all clamped up and ready to do a basic tack on this side and this side of the coupler here. So, see the setup? Tacked up now, and I just found another bolt that can feed all the way through before I weld this thing tight. Put some anti-spatter on the thread, so that the reason why I put the bolt in there is just to make sure the slag doesn't get into the coupler. That'll make it troublesome. Believe me, slag will get into it. So I had some good, okay welds and some really bad ones. It's just the lighting. Couldn't see the puddle very well this time. I am using the 6013 rod after all. This is how I have set up in the bandsaw. Bandsaw mouth is not wide enough to cut it if I lay the flange down. So I have to prop it up like this and cut it vertically, one side at a time. So it turned out rather nicely on the bandsaw. Very smooth cuts, precise, fits perfectly together. And now all that's left is to drill out one of the sides here on both this side and drill out this side so that when you feed the bolt through to lock it up, it allows the flange to tighten together. If you don't drill it out, it won't tighten together. The bolt will just screw in together and it won't tighten anymore. So you got to drill out one of the sides. So I'm going to find a drill bit that's just a little bit larger than the threads here and just drill it out. So I'm going to start drilling out this hole, drilling all the threads out. So I'm going to start with a smaller bit and then gradually rising to 5/16. When it's the 5/16 hole drilled out in here, a 5/16 bolt will go out in and out smoothly. So there we have it, my neighbors. This is the split flange. So when we drilled it out, now we can put this bolt through on one side freely, and as you turn it, it will thread into the back. So the idea is that you can slip this, open up the flange, put it around your exhaust pipe, clamp it, and just screw these bolts tight to allow the split flange to come together.